So this video should have been made yesterday, but I didn't charge my camera. So now we're here. Better late than never though, right? I had a conversation with one of my closest friends earlier this week, and we both realized how grateful for the timing of how everything has planned out for us. There's this simple concept that we all have said, we all believe, and that is to trust your journey. We all believe it, we all have said it at some point, but I feel no one really understands what that really means. The conversation that unfolded with one of my friends that I had earlier this week was simply about how, for me and him in particular, things didn't really come naturally. And when we say things didn't come naturally for us, is we're talking about more when we were younger, when we were teenagers. Typically when you're a teenager, obviously you're in high school. And when you're in high school, you have all these experiences that you see on movies, you see in your TV shows. You know, you go to a party, you start drinking, you get with girls, you do this, you do that. Me and my friend, we had no experience of this whatsoever. My high school experience was being excited to go home just so I can play video games, just so I can go and see the latest news about my favorite comic book movie coming out, just so I can go home and watch some more anime, cartoons, whatever it is that I wanted to watch at that time. And I'm just gonna be honest, but the older I got, obviously, I started becoming more friends with more people, started being in different kind of atmospheres. And in the beginning, when I was in certain atmospheres, I didn't know how to act, I didn't know how to react because it was all new to me. Having simply just like conversating with girls at multiple times, simply just taking even a drink for the first time, all of this, or being around people that drink, all of this was pretty a new concept to me, that it all just started unfolding to me literally right now in my early 20s, that things I did not experience in high school. But the more I look at it, honestly, that's okay. Bro, it's fucking windy.
At least in a powerlifting context, the way that I like, so that's definitely taken a massive toll on the way that I train. And I think my overall relationship with training has definitely evolved, because before it was I'll do just whatever it takes to get as big as strong as possible is the only thing that I care about. And that obviously resulted in some injuries. Not that it has to, but for me it happens to result in some injuries. So now, like, I'm not so hell-bent on getting as big and jacked as possible. Like, to me,
it's crazy because I'm watching this podcast. It's called the Iron Bros podcast. It's with Anthony Montello and then his coach Kyle something. I forgot his last name, but obviously it popped in my algorithm, like in my For You kind of page for like Instagram. It's funny how I call it For You page. Everyone calls their page For You page now because of TikTok, but literally it just popped into like my recommendations. And David Lay was on it, so I clicked on it. I've never really seen their podcast, but David Lay was on it, so I was kind of like, you know what, let me watch it, because I fucking grew up watching David Lay. I still watch David Lay. Like if he pops a video up every now and a blue moon whenever he uploads, fucking feel like me now, because fucking I really upload. I'm always first to kind of go see his videos, but it's crazy because he's talking about like his transformation video that pretty much helped him blow up on like social media and like on Instagram and like on YouTube. And he literally made that video a time when he was injured, and it kind of goes like corresponding to like what we're talking about like in the video, what I'm talking about in the video, how like you literally have to just trust the timing of your journey, and your time is going to come. You just have to wait, and sometimes you might have to go through some shit that fucking sucks for you in order to realize that, hey, the shit that I'm about to do right now, I guess I'm just gonna do this right now, and guess what? It's gonna pay off. Like for him, he got injured. He didn't want to get injured. He broke his fucking leg doing hockey or some shit like that. And that, him leading to being bedridden, that led to him making a transformation video and him basically becoming who he is now in the fitness space. So that just kind of shows that sometimes just because you get knocked in the face, don't always see it as like, damn, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? But like, see it as like, what is this gonna turn into? Why did this happen to me? I'm just gonna sit here, I'm just gonna hold back, relax, look at my surroundings, wait it out, and be like, all right, something's gonna come from this, and you just gotta be patient about it. Due to the simple fact that a lot of things came to me in my life a lot later than most, I feel is honestly the greatest blessing in disguise I have ever gotten. Me and my friend, we were having a conversation about this because he's also in the same boat as me. And we were saying how, like, who knows what we would have turned out to be. You know, I think we all know a couple people from our high school, a couple people from maybe our early college years where all they focus on was just girls, drinking, and whatever it is, the latest trend is, or whatever it is, what everyone else is doing, instead of focusing on themselves and actually developing skills that will push you towards whatever it is, the goals that you have. I spent the later half of my teenage years and my early 20s, and I still do, obviously, simply developing my mind. I learned to think not how normal people think. I was goal orientated while majority of people were pleasure orientated, while majority of people are just short term leisures orientated, and I was always looking at the bigger picture, looking at further beyond what is the possibility of the outcomes that I can have by if I just keep going at it with my goals. And now I see the modern day youth, and everyone thinks that everything should just come to them easy, or they question, why don't things come to me now? Why don't I have this now? And you guys have to understand that everything, and I say everything, will come when its time is supposed to come. I remember I once heard this preacher say, you can have everything, but you can't have everything. And at first, I didn't really know what that meant, and it took a little anime called Full Metal Alchemist for me to fully understand what that really meant. In Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in particular, if you guys are familiar with this anime, there is this law that they talk about. It's called the law of equivalent exchange. You can't gain anything in life without losing something first. You want a nice car, you want a nice big house, well, guess what? You're gonna have to sacrifice some hours working on whatever it is that you have to do in order to make the money for that, you know? Or what if you don't want to do any of that? What if you literally just want to just be chill at home, play video games, have a very, very simple life? Okay, but guess what? You're probably going to have to sacrifice a few things. People want to go on vacation? Well, guess what? You might not have the money for that. Everything you want in this life, you can honestly have, but there is something that you are going to have to sacrifice. You're not going to be able to have everything, but at the same time, you can have everything, but not everything all at once. Lifting is also another thing that taught me how to just simply trust the journey. You want to get nice, big, and strong? Well, guess what? You might not be super lean. You want to be lean and shredded as fuck? Well, guess what? You're not going to be super strong at times. You're not going to be feeling the best, you know? Everything that you want, there's a price that has to be paid. And with this also comes that the journey of your life, you simply have to trust the timing when things come into your life.
I like it up here, the harness.
You like it up there? You like it up there? Now I have a question for you.
Oh, you make me nervous.
I'm gonna ask the same question.
I don't know how to act around cameras, bro.
What do you feel about people being too eager for quick success? Do you think you have to trust your journey?
It's dumb. I think that's a lot of this new generation, though, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of this generation thinks if I work hard today, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. No. The key to success is consistency, persistency, and patience. That's the name of the game.
So you would say you just trust in your journey? That's probably one of the most important things.
It's like the gym, you know? You couldn't come once or twice a week, magically get big tomorrow.
That is true.
Yeah, I feel like you learn a lot of the keys to success in the gym, actually.
And it's funny.
And they go hand in hand.
It's funny because I find that the people that do, obviously genetics takes a role sometimes, people that do get success quick in certain things, often enough is because their impact isn't as significant compared to what you're going to make.
I'm gonna start shooting genetics though soon. So.
Question of the day, sir. Question of the day.
Yes.
No, that's a serious question.
Okay.
So what do you think? Do you think people have to learn how to trust their journey more?
100%.
100%?
Yeah.
Do you think?
You don't know, your destination could always change your life. You never know what you're really gonna want. You never really know what you're really gonna have. You're never really gonna know what life is gonna give you or it's gonna take you. But all that matters is you just keep smiling and go with it.
That is true, and that's funny because when COVID happened, you remember how I only went to LA Fitness?
Oh yeah.
And because COVID happened, and it happened to be one random day that I text this kid right here, be like, hey, you want to hit legs together? Obviously different height differences, so it was a little hard to hit squats together, but it's all right. But I decided to come here.
6'2".
Pretty much. But I decided to come here to this gym crunch because you would come here, and I met all your friends, and now they're all part of my closest friends.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how that happens.
Literally the craziest.
You literally have no clue.
Like, not only that, but like,
fuck the destination. Like, worry about the journey. Have fun with it.
yeah, you never like you're gonna ask for a lot of things from God and like all these like wishes and everything, but He's gonna give it to you. Whether it's in the way that you do or don't like, it's up to like yourself. But you're gonna go in the right direction.
That's beautiful.
Like, no matter if you ask God for $100 million, like for good health, like for your family to be good, He's not gonna give it to you by, you know, giving you insurance or all this shit. He might like throw you some like L's just to make it so you grow and become stronger, so that you will get it in the future.
That's
so you get it right now, but you will always get it later.
Amen.
That's what you gotta believe in God, bro.
Yeah, I believe in God. Do you believe in God, Johnny?
Yeah.
Show them your new tattoo.
I had to hit rock bottom though to figure it out.
You always have to hit rock bottom and believe in God.
I almost saw
Show them right here. That's the 3 people. Jesus and the other 2 guys that were crucified next to him. Believe in God, folks. Believe in God.
It's funny because I look back now and everything I've ever wanted in life, I honestly have had. I feel that God gave me the privilege enough to give me a little taste or just allow me to have everything I ever wanted. But I never got everything I wanted when I wanted it, you know? If I wanted a certain something or be able to talk to a certain person, you know, when I was younger, talk to a certain girl, whatever it is, you know? Everything I ever wanted in life, it happened, but it never happened at the time that I thought it was going to happen, or it never happened when I wanted it to happen. And it's funny because it makes you realize that once you get that thing that you want, might not be all what it turns out to be. It might not. You usually put things on a pedestal in your head, and once you have them, you're gonna realize that honestly, this thing that you want is so bad, it really is not all that made out to be, you know? We think about things as like such a pedestal in our head, but we don't realize what we have around us. And that is what I say. You guys have to learn how to simply trust your journey.
So, a little fun fact about me. My favorite band way back in the day when I was growing up was actually a little band named Imagine Dragons. Now, obviously, if you haven't heard of Imagine Dragons, they're literally one of the most famous bands in the world now. But back then, they were just a little small band from Vegas, Las Vegas. And their first official studio album, Night Visions, was one of my favorite albums. And just recently, I started hearing it again. And there's this one song in it called Amsterdam. And one verse that goes, "Your time will come if you wait for it." And it's crazy. It's crazy that like I'm literally having this conversation. I go back and listen to one of my OG like favorite albums, and I hear a verse that has to do pretty much relate everything to what I've been talking about in this video. It's simply, your time will come if you wait for it. For everything in my life that came a little bit later than I thought it would be, honestly, I'm grateful. And I am 100% confident that everything I want in life, I will achieve when God wants me to achieve it. Not when I want to achieve it, but when I'm supposed to achieve it. Because at the end of the day, everyone has a destiny, everyone has a fate. And my time hasn't came yet, you know, but my time will come one day eventually.